the budget. I don't know what the consequences of that are. I have someone researching it, so we'll know very soon what the consequences of not being able to adopt a budget might be. The Board of Elections has been notified of the resignations since Mr. Shelby had more than 1 year left on his term. The Board of Elections has taken steps to hold a special election to fill Mr. Shipper's seat. It is my understanding that that election will be held in November, together with the general election, and that that position can be filled as soon as the election is certified. Since Mr. Seitz and Mr. Wangowitz were in the final year of their terms, there are only 2 ways that their seats can be filled. The quickest and easiest way would be for one of them to rescind their resignation for the sole purpose of filling one of the other vacancies on the board, giving the board a quorum again so it can conduct business. I sent text requests to both Mr. Seitz and Mr. Wangowitz asking that they rescind their resignation for the purpose of appointing one replacement member. Again, this would provide the board with a quorum of 3 members and allow the board to continue the business of the town. Mr. Seitz declined. Mr. Wangowitz did not respond. The only other way to fill the vacancies left by Mr. Seitz and Mr. Wangowitz is by an appointment of the governor. Surprisingly, this is not the first time that 3 board members have resigned for a town. In fact, this is the 3rd time in 18 months that this has happened. So in the 2 other cases, Governor Hochul ultimately appointed a new board member. In one case, it took her approximately 6 weeks. In the other case, it took approximately 6 months plus a lawsuit to compel the governor to act. Let's hope we're in the 6-week category. We have submitted a request for an appointment to the governor's office, and one of my colleagues in our Albany office has also reached out to the governor's office as well to hopefully expedite an appointment. I know we have a lot of people working on that, reaching out to their contacts, so again, hopefully we're in the 6-week category and not the 6 months and a lawsuit. So even though the town board can't act, the day-to-day operations of the town will continue to move forward through each of the department heads. And obviously the needs of the town's taxpayers continue to be of the utmost importance. And so we'll keep you updated as we work through the process. Thanks everyone for coming out. Appreciate your time and attention. If you have questions, I can try to answer them, but I don't have a lot more information than what I've already conveyed. Yes, sir.
How will the town employees be paid?
So payroll is a prepay, so that could still be paid provided there are funds in the bank to cover the payroll. There are funds sufficient for the next payroll, and then we're working on after that. Yes.
The town of Shelby buys water from 2 neighboring municipalities, and those are, I'm assuming, not prepaid?
I don't know if utilities are prepaid or not.
Utilities typically are, but I believe this is a contract. I don't know. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, should the village anticipate that Medina will, or that Shelby will be paying those bills, and if not, what? Like, that leaves the residents in a terrible position, and it leaves the village in a terrible position. I know it's not where you put us, but
ultimately, all bills will be paid. They just might not be paid on time. The town will pay its bills. It does have money. It has plenty of money in an investment account. So the town will ultimately pay its bills as soon as the board has a quorum and can meet to approve the bills that aren't prepays.
As a Shelby retiree who depends on Shelby for their health insurance, how is this going to affect us?
So that is also a prepay, and as long as there are funds in the bank, that will be paid.
Will I be notified if there is not? I am under treatment for cancer as well as a knee replacement, and I can't afford to lose my health insurance.
We'll keep you posted. That's all I can say at this point. I mean, we're working to make sure that the payroll and that the health insurance can continue to be paid. We are working, that is the primary and most important goal, is to make sure that the town can continue to pay the payroll and the health insurance.
Okay, thank you.
How are you gonna move money out of New York class?
I don't have an answer for that yet. Talking to people, working on it.
So it's possible the town will run out of money.
No, I'm working on it. Yeah,
Do people lose their pensions when they resign?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
and I know you tipped on it, but everybody needs to understand, Steve, they understand to us right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
I just want everybody to hear it, because this is, what they've done to us is wrong.
I don't want this to turn into that type of meeting,
No,
but
I'm just saying, the people need to know. They crippled us.
I have advised them that it would be in everybody's best interest, including all of the town taxpayers' best interest, if one of them would unresign for the simple purpose of coming back and appointing a replacement. They've been advised.
And Kathy, and then they could resign again. And
Yes,
they're not
right.
required to stay.
No,
It's long enough to appoint
Yes.
another member.
right, correct. Yes.
And they won't.
What has the communication been thus far with the governor's office? Have you received that they are aware of it?
Yes.
That there is a process?
Yes, and that they understand that Shelby is in a very serious situation, having lost its supervisor and its deputy supervisor. So they are aware, they are paying attention, and they do know that this is a very serious situation that requires immediate attention.
This is a very serious situation, but this is a chance for everybody to turn around and look in the mirror, because there's a lot of things that have been handled incorrectly. There's a lot of backstabbing. There's a lot of he said, she said. I think that we really need to take a look at the town and put it in the best interest of not only ourselves as homeowners, but the rest of the community and those that are looking to move to this area as well.
Anybody seen that flashing from last week's meeting? That caused this.
Oh, well.
Again, I don't want that to turn into this type of meeting. I'm here to convey facts and information. So if anyone has questions, happy to answer them. Yes, Gabe?
Could you distinguish something for me? When you say prepay, that means that you've set it up, it's coming out of a particular account. Is that coming out of a local account, or do you have to replenish that account with monies coming in from an account that you can't get to?
So a prepay simply means that it doesn't require, so you know how the board votes at every meeting to pay the bills?
Right.
So the bills that the board votes to pay at that meeting are the bills that aren't prepays. So there's an authorization for certain things to be paid at the beginning of the year, and those get paid, and they don't have to be audited and reviewed separately by the town board at each town board meeting. And payroll and benefits are one of those prepays. And so when I say prepays, I'm just saying it means that it doesn't require the town board to meet and approve the payment of it.
But there's enough money in an account to do that ongoing until this is settled, do you think? I mean, there must be some idea of how much revenue there is so that you can do this. I mean, because I know it's gotta mean something to a lot of people in the, it just seems a little bit, and not quite clear to me. That's where I'm going with that.
So the town has two accounts, has a bank account at Tompkins, it has an investment account with New York Class.
Right.
As certain monies come in that are due the town, they will go into the town's bank account, and then they will be used to cover payroll and benefits.
I understand that you wouldn't want to fear monger, so I can see.
I'm not trying to fearmonger. I don't have a lot of answers with respect to finances yet. I can only tell people that we're working to do the best that we can to ensure that the funds will be there to make all of the payroll and all of the benefits until we can get a third member appointed, and hopefully that happens quickly. I believe there is enough money to cover the payroll for the end of the month. And I believe there are funds coming in that will then cover the payroll into next month. That's my understanding from conversations that have been had. And that's what I know at this point.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that this is a difficult position for you to be in, not as a town board member, and just, this is a lot to ask of the town attorney. The reason that I said I understand that you wouldn't want to fearmonger, but I do think that there would probably be a benefit to the folks, both the folks on payroll and the folks who get their health insurance. It would probably be some semblance of relief if they could see the dollar amounts that you're referencing. I know you don't have them on you right now, and I don't know what it would take for you to get them. But I would think that somebody in the town of Shelby could see what the amounts of money are that are still available, and then what you anticipate coming in. And as it comes in, is that something that could be, not tonight obviously, but something that could be shared with the public, so that as they are, I mean, that's going to create some anxiety. We're in a paycheck to paycheck town.
I have anxiety.
I believe it. So
and I'm not trying to fearmonger, but I have anxiety. I mean,
Sure.
We're doing everything that we can. I can talk to the accountants about that and see what we can do in that respect.
Yeah, because I think if folks knew how much money was there, I mean,
And again, the town has the money, right? Most of it is in this investment account, and we are working on being able to transfer money from the investment account into the bank. Obviously, if one of these individuals would, come back, that would be a lot quicker, but hopefully the governor, who does have an appreciation for the seriousness, will appoint someone and we can get that taken care of before too far down the road here.
What is the time frame that they're allowed to rescind their resignation? Is there a deadline to that? Can they do it after 10 days, 15, 30?
Mr. Seitz and Mr. Wangowitz can do it at any point in time until their position is filled. Mr. Schiffer cannot, because efforts have started to basically to fill his position through the special election. So that's why Mr. Schiffer can't even the consideration for that.
Sorry.
Do Seitz and Wingowitz have access to the building?
Not anymore. Yes, Linda?
Maybe we could tell people how we're gonna get updates, like we could maybe post on our website as more information becomes available. Is that
Sure.
satisfactory to do that?
Yes.
Even though they can check the website.
Absolutely. Website, Facebook page, however you normally communicate.
Well, we don't have access to it.
Okay, well, maybe we should create a new Facebook page.
Yeah, relax.
Okay, let's actually maybe set up an official Town of Shelby Facebook page.
More than one person.
You're gonna take care of that, right?
I'm gonna work on transferring money and the governor's office. Anybody have any other questions? Yeah, in the back.
Will Shelby Court be able to still function?
The court,
Yeah, Shelby Court.
yes, so won't the highway department, so won't the clerk's office.
Do you feel it's beneficial if residents bombard the governor's office? Or do you think she might just tick her off?
I think we've got the ear of the people we need to have the ear of, so I don't know that that would add anything at this point. I mean, certainly if, I'm convinced differently, we can get that message out as well. Yes,
Did they give what their reason for resigning?
no,
But just for the record, the first resignation letter was dated June 30th.
The day we actually primary.
That was before our last meeting.
yes.
How does the governor's office decide who to appoint?
She's a Democrat.
So, in the other two towns, those boards were entirely Republican boards at the time of the resignations, and her appointments to both of those boards were Democrats.
But I don't mean Republican.
Right,
I mean like,
I really
I
don't,
don't know anybody in town.
right, I don't know how that process sort of starts to evolve. We're still very early on in the notification process, so I'm, sure we'll probably be hearing more in that respect,
Well,
in the next couple of days.
someone from the town or the area must have to make recommendations. I mean, like the lady said, she has no idea who's.
Right, it's my understanding in the other two, there was some sort of vetting process. I just don't know what that process involves or entails at this point, but as soon as we get information and details, obviously we will share that as well.
Should we notify the people that aren't prepaid of the current circumstances in case they're not aware?
You mean people who, like, the town's vendors and whatnot? Like, what do you?
If they're not gonna get paid, we should probably try and come up with a plan to avoid any possible late fees or any other issues. I think they would appreciate a little heads up as opposed to just not responding and just not paying.
Right. We can work towards that. I don't disagree. I would hope that, somebody's going to print this and people are going to listen, but.
He'll take care of it.
Who are we looking for?
Mr. Rivers,
Oh,
is he here? Oh, there he is, right there. You'll write it.
okay, all right. But, yes, we'll see what we can do about that.
What's the deadline for committee endorsements for Jeff C?
Darlene, what'd they say, 10 days?
The 28th is the last day.
Have any of the committees submitted endorsements?
I don't know the answer to that. Yes,
When they took their oath of office, didn't they swear to uphold their duties on Bible?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he did.
That, I really don't know if they,
Can't get God involved here.
I think maybe we should start. I think we should start.
all right, any other questions?
If local does appoint somebody before the end of the year, they will only be in office until December. They will not, because that position, if she's gonna
Yes.
appoint a town supervisor,
She's not going to appoint a town supervisor. She will appoint a board member.
a board member.
Yes, and you are correct. That board member will only be seated until December 31st. If she appoints someone, then what the three members of the board can do is appoint an acting supervisor. They could also appoint a fourth board member until December 31st.
So the appointee cannot be either of the primary winners, correct?
I don't know. I don't know what the governor's going to do. I think if the governor appointed a third and those three members wanted to appoint, they could appoint anyone. So yes, it could be. I don't know why it couldn't be. I'm not aware of any prohibition on that. Anybody else? Yeah.
Partial answer to the question about other people being answered. I talked to Jean Crane from the Democratic Party, and she said they're not gonna do any of it. They don't have another meeting till August, that's it.
They're not gonna do anything about what?
Not gonna, propose anybody to run for any of the positions that will be open for November.
Okay, so, all right. Not that the governor's not gonna do anything. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. I was like, wow.
There's not many Democrats that would, so I think that's why nobody reached out, nobody wants that,
They don't wanna get in that mess.
People really, like,
That could be a mess once they straighten it out.
Aside from a special election, have we investigated
Show up to the meeting.
the early seeding of the primary?
So it's my understanding that the primary winners cannot be seated until January 1st. The person that can take the seat early is the winner of the special election. That person can be seated immediately once the election is certified. So Mr. Schiffer's seat can be filled immediately once the election is certified. The primary winners could, assuming they win the general election, could not be seated until January 1st.
Unless they were appointed by the town board.
Right, yes.
You said the special election was November.
The special election is gonna happen at the same time as the general election.
But the appointee would take the seat immediately.
If the governor if the governor appoints someone, they will be on the town board from the time they are appointed until December 31st. And then they would be replaced by whoever wins the general election for that seat.
Unless they decide to run also, they could get elected. The appointee.
I don't know enough about election law to know whether that's still possible for them to run in the general election, but.
No, that seat's not on the general election.
Right, Mr. Schiffer's seat is not on the general election. Mr. Schiffer's seat is on, she can't appoint to Mr. Schiffer's seat. Mr. Schiffer's seat is only going to be filled through the special election in November. The only two seats that she could fill would be Mr. Seitz's seat and Mr. Wangowitz's seat. And if she appoints those, she would not name one of them supervisor. She would simply be appointing them as board members.
And you did say you got confirmed acknowledgement from the governor's office.
Yes.
And right.
Yes, I have two emails actually from two different people.
The special election, is it just for 1 year term then, from November to, that term was only one more year, if I'm not mistaken?
It will just be for the remaining time on that term, yes. Yeah, I thought he had 2 years, but right, it'll just be for the remaining time on his term, whatever that is. All right. Anything else? Last chance. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll obviously try to keep you as informed and updated as we get information.
Thanks, Kat. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you.